What's going on, guys? Marijn here, and today I'm gonna help you save some cash. Dieting is not necessarily cheap, right? So a lot of you may be getting into dieting and you want to try diet and you look online at these different plans and they're very expensive. Your budget doesn't allow it. So you're struggling because you want to start living this healthy lifestyle, but you cannot afford it. I want to help you guys out today. So I'm going to give you some amazing tips and a complete meal plan on a budget so that you can still get results and also save some cash while doing it. So before we get into the diet, I got some tips for you to save money while shopping. The first one is buy your food in bulk. It's usually a better bargain to buy large amounts compared to smaller amounts. This has to do with less transportation costs for it, less packaging costs, etc. So the price is cheaper. So when you buy like a family package of food, always double up on the portions that you make, and then you can freeze whatever you have left in order to make sure you really get the most bang for your buck and the smallest price for the most amount. Second tip is to buy whole. So instead of buying pre-cut chicken, buy a whole chicken and cut it yourself. It literally only takes a few minutes to cut it. It's not that difficult to cut, but it saves a lot of money when you do it. Maybe it's not that much if you look at it in the first place, if you do it once, but if you look at it over a whole year, it really saves a lot of cash just cutting it yourself. Tip number 3 is to shop the extreme sales. It doesn't necessarily have to be at the grocery store, but this can also be on different like meat markets, grocery markets, etc. Go find different places where they have awesome sales, and at some point when you do that more and more, you start to figure out where they have certain sales, in which season as well. When it comes to vegetables, it really depends which season you're in, what the price is going to be. So the foods that I'm going to show you today as well, you can also substitute them for different foods if you find better bargains. And this also includes food that you can eat on the day itself. At grocery stores, they often have 50% off if you have to eat it on that particular day. So those are great sales to go for as well. My fourth tip is buy dry foods. Secondary proteins like grains, like beans, are often one of the cheapest protein sources that you can get at the grocery store. So go to the rice section of the grocery store. There's beans, there's lentils, there's chickpeas, and just look around. There's different bargains that may surprise you. And these foods often can last for 1 year at your place, okay? So that's awesome. So today's full day of eating is going to consist out of 3 main meals. I'm going to show you the recipes and then a couple of snacks in between the day as well. So for meal number 1, we're going to need the following ingredients. 90 grams of oats. 1 scoop of protein powder. I'm personally a big fan of the salted caramel flavor, also the chocolate or vanilla flavor. Next to that, 1 banana. 300 milliliters of skimmed milk. Now this is very simple. We put all these ingredients together into a blender and we'll blend them up. Now if you do not have a blender, you can simply put the oats, the milk and the whey into a shaker bottle and shake it up, and then eat the banana next to it. For meal number 2, we're going to need the following ingredients. 4 eggs, 50 grams of spinach, half a bell pepper, half a tablespoon of olive oil, 4 slices of whole wheat bread, some salt and some pepper. So we're going to cut the bell pepper, we add the olive oil to the pan, add the bell pepper, cook it for about a minute, and then we add 4 whole eggs to it. I like to have scrambled eggs, so I mix it all together, then add the spinach, put it on a low heat and mix it in there as well. Now for dinner, we're going to need the following ingredients. You have to realize that I'm multiplying these ingredients by 5 times because I'm prepping it for multiple days. So for 1 meal, it will be 125 grams of chicken fillet, 100 grams of carrots, half an onion, 200 grams of tomato sauce, half a tablespoon of olive oil, 1 chicken bouillon cube, 100 grams of green beans, 100 grams of kidney beans, 80 grams of white rice, some salt and some pepper. So when you buy the whole pieces of chicken, I recommend to cut off the fat first to save on some of those fat calories to just get the lean proteins from the chicken. So then I cut the carrots into little pieces, put it in some Tupperware with a little bit of water in there, and then in a microwave for about 6 to 8 minutes. This goes a lot faster than if you want to boil it in water. In the meantime, I'm boiling the water for the rice, cutting up the onion. Then I start boiling the rice. I have added the olive oil to a separate pan in which I will add the onion to. And after frying the onion for 1 to 2 minutes, I add the chicken. By this time the carrots are boiled in the microwave, and I add these to a separate wok pan to make them really crispy, and I will add the rest of the vegetables to this pan later as well. I will take some boiling water from the rice, add it to the pan where my chicken is cooking, and then to that I will add the bouillon cube into that boiling water to create a really nice flavor to the chicken in a very cheap but delicious way. So I will add the kidney beans and the green beans to the pan with the carrots. Since I bought the cheapest, the raw tomatoes in the sauce, I like to cut these up first in smaller pieces. Then I add them to the pan of the chicken, mix them in there, mix everything together, and then we have the full meal ready. So during this diet, you have 3 main meals and some snacks during the day as well, which you can eat whenever you want. That's up to you. So we have meal number 1, the protein shake. We have meal number 2, the sandwich. Meal number 3, the rice with chicken and veggies. And then for the snacks, we have 300 grams of low-fat quark, 2 apples, and 2 rice cakes with 15 grams of peanut butter. Now these are the 3 meals and the snacks for full day of eating on a budget. Now keep in mind, this diet is tailored towards males that are specifically trying to lose fat, so be in a caloric deficit. It's about 2,400 calories, all right? Now it really depends on how advanced you are, how much you weigh, whether those calories have to go up or have to go down for fat loss, but it's just a general guideline. So some of you may have to cut out some bread, some of you may have to cut out a little bit of rice. That's where I would start if you are noticing that you're not losing fat. If you want to start off a little bit higher in calories, that's certainly possible as well. And just eat a bit more rice. Add some rice cakes, for example, and if the weeks pass by and you're not losing any fat, then adjust your calories and drop some carbs. Now, some of these foods may not be the cheapest foods in your country, so it really depends on where you're from. I'm personally from the Netherlands, but I try to use some foods that are worldwide, definitely in the cheaper range as far as the protein sources go, etc. Now, if you guys appreciate me doing this, if you enjoyed this video and you think it was helpful, please give it a thumbs up, really means a lot. Let me know in the comments down below as well if you like this style of video and if you want to see more. Subscribe to the channel for more content, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace out.